Hey y'all, welcome back to Susie on the Farm. In today's video, I'm going to be doing 4 thrift store makeovers. I've picked out a few things here from my stash, and I'm really going to be concentrating on using the new Iron Orchid Designs transfer book called Sarah Featon's Botanicals. I love this book, y'all, and I only got to use a little piece of it for last week's video, so I'm going to completely devote this entire video to this transfer booklet. And I can't wait to show you guys what I've come up with. Let's go ahead and get started. For my first project, I picked up this galvanized bucket, and you can find these things anywhere. Dollar Tree, I think I got this one at the thrift store for $1. I kind of liked that chalkboard thing there in the middle, but I'm really over the whole galvanized look. However, I do love painting over tin and distressing it back. So to begin with, I am giving this 2 coats, and I believe this is Fancy Farm Girl. This is a DIY clay-based paint. So I'm doing 2 coats on the bucket and the little wooden handle there. And once those 2 coats are dry, I'm going to come back with a baby wipe, and I'm cleaning up a little bit there where I got some of the green onto that black. And then I'm going to heavily distress, bring back a lot of that tin from underneath, just make it look like it's kind of worn out. And then to finish it off, I'm going to put a transfer. I picked out one with some pretty yellow on it, and it fit perfectly in that little center thing. I had to cut a little bit of the stem off. And to transfer it on, I'm just going to use the tool that comes with all of the IOD transfers. I like to start on one side, lifting as I go, and this one was very easy to transfer on too. That paint was very cured on there, so I just transferred it on, and then I used my fingers and the backing to burnish it all in and make sure it's stuck down really well. And finally, to finish it off, I'm going to do a coat of clear wax. I am using the Fusion wax. I have these Fusion clear waxes that are scented, and this one is lavender, and I love to even just open this can of wax. It smells so good, but it works exactly the same as all of the clear wax. But if you have a piece of furniture that's kind of got a musty smell to it, this wax is really great to even just put on wood. It doesn't even have to be something you painted. So I'm going to clear all this transfer and this DIY paint in, and this project is done. That's one thing that I absolutely love about the IOD transfer books is how quick and easy it is to transform an ordinary item into beautiful, one-of-a-kind home decor. For project number 2, I'm making over this plain wood crate. I've had this a long time, so I can't tell you where I got it or how much I paid, but it probably wasn't a lot. To begin with, I'm giving it, I only had to do 1 coat because I'm using Fusion mineral paint, which is an all-in-one with a built-in sealer, and this is the color Velvet Plum. I'm not a purple person, but I have fell in love with this color, and I use it every chance I get. I'm not painting the inside of this crate. I'm just going to leave it the wood, but I am doing all of the outside and the spindle handle. Once my paint was dry, I picked out another transfer from the Sarah Featon's Botanical Transfer book. I am having to cut this in apart because I did not want to lose that last little flower, and I also had to cut a little bit of the stem off. I will add that flower back on later, and I did miss getting that on film, but I'm going to transfer this the same way. Putting a transfer over the Fusion paint, because it has that built-in sealer, works like a dream, and it came off very easy. I was also going to stamp the word garden on it, but actually laying right beside me, I had a piece that I had cut off of a traditional pots transfer. That is the French word for garden. So I just put that on there, and then, you know, I had to stick a little butterfly in the corner. This one needs sealed up, and I'm going to use that same clear wax. I'm going to use wax on everything today because it's here, and I worked so hard on last week's video, and I took the whole weekend off. So I was limited on time for these, and this transfer book made it so easy on me. Speaking of easy, it doesn't get any easier than this project. I picked up these 3 multicolor vases. Funny, 2 of them for $1.99 and one of them was 99¢. But I love the colors on them, and I initially got them to put some gold foil transfers on. But when I started this video, I couldn't help it. I knew that they would look so beautiful with Botanicals. I just pulled out a page. I didn't even look at them, and there were 3 transfers that went perfectly on these jars, just like they are. So I did the same thing, and transferring these transfers onto glass is very easy. However, transferring onto a rounded curved surface can sometimes be a little bit tricky. I like to start on one side, and I just very patiently make my way to the other side, lifting as I go so as not to get any wrinkles or tears or anything. And then you just want to be sure that you burnish your transfers in with your fingertips or the backing. Now, your transfers, it is recommended to seal them. However, I'm not going to seal these. I have done that a few times on projects that I have kept, and they've held up just fine. However, if you wanted to seal them, you could probably take them outside and do a spray sealer. I would not recommend doing a top coat of any kind that you brush on because it would turn this colored glass looking cloudy, and that's why I chose not to seal them. But look how good these look on these jars. I love the way they turned out, and I believe that this is my favorite project for today. For my last project today, I picked up this enamel roasting pan, I think it is. It's been outside, it's rusty, and initially I was going to do a succulent garden in it. That never happened, and I can't seem to keep succulents alive anyway. I've had it here in the store for sale for a while, and it hasn't ever sold, so I decided to give it a makeover. I picked out one of the larger transfers and transferred it near the top, and the reason I'm going to do it at the top is because I have another plan for the bottom, and this went on super easy over this enamel. It's got those little speckles in it that helped grab onto the transfer, and this one is on here to stay. I will seal this one in with some clear wax, but first I'm going to put a little flower arrangement at the bottom. I'm going to glue on a couple of little scrap pieces of some floral foam that I had. I'm just going to hot glue them on so this won't be permanent. It can be taken off if whoever purchased it wants to in the future, or if I decide to change it up later. I don't think I will though, because I love how it turned out. And I also had some Dollar Tree little yellow daisies and stuff that seem to match the transfer pretty well. But first I put on a little bit of Spanish moss just to cover up that floral foam pretty good, and then I filled it full of these yellow and white flowers, a little touch of greenery, and then to finish it off I also tied a little bit of some fabric, like a little fabric ribbon bow up at the top. This can be leaned up against something, or you could also hang it with the handle up there, but I just love how it turned out. I hope that y'all have enjoyed all of these transfers, transformations today that we did with the Sarah Featon's Botanical Transfer booklet. I know that it was not a very detailed or a very long video, but I hope that it gave you lots of inspiration. I do still have a few of these left. IOD is currently sold out of them now, so get them while you can. I don't know when they will be back in stock. All the products that I use here at my video to upcycle items, you can get on my website, susieonthefarm.com. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me tonight. And if you want to see more projects, I do a video every Wednesday night at 6 here on YouTube. Be sure you give this a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more upcycles. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day.